bringing.
I do think, though, in terms of the first map, going forwards in the tournament, whether they're the winners or the losers, it's a positive sign to see Luminosity has got kind of Train in their back pocket now, because with the old lineup, they didn't play Train. They started to play it with this new one, and now they've got a nice little streak going, actually, of wins over big teams. So if they add that into the Mirage and the Inferno and the Cash, now they're starting to get a decent map pool.
Well, gentlemen, I wanted to break down this map a little bit, but we're going to get straight into it. I'm going to be interested to see how Banana Control comes out. That's the only way I can see LG even being shut down if G2 can try and establish some of that. But we already had our prediction. We already know where we sit. We all think 2-1. I have a feeling it might actually go 2-0 based on the first map. I'm going to send it right over. We're going to go straight into it because they are certainly ready after the knife round. Anders and Semler, please take it away.
Thank you very much. I've heard it that Sadakist himself has almost no control of his banana, but we're going to go into the game here, and it'll be G2, it looks like, starting on the CT side and Luminosity on the Terrace side. What do you think? I mean, that did look like a fairly convincing win for the Brazilian side, didn't it? Yeah,
it was everything I expected. Train a technical map where, if you have tactics, if you really do, have that real structure built around your roster, around your team, you should be able to handle most of the situations and be able to set them up for yourself. And we saw that come out from Luminosity. They looked a little shaky at the end of the first half there when, they started taking more aim duels. They got a little predictable with their setups, and G2 were able to take advantage of that. But then they, swapped sides and just rolled over the mixed roster. So Inferno is another map that can be very solid for Luminosity, and the fact that it's still a very tactical map. A lot of it comes down to good, solid executes on the T side and making the right calls, which is something that Fallen and Zeus, with the coach behind him, should be able to come through here for Luminosity, or come up with rather for Luminosity. It's gamers too, like, it really is going to count. A lot of this is going to come down to that CT side, whether they hit the headshots or not, basically. Because if they swap over to the T side and they kind of just have to Rambo around and hope, it's going to be, a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I am curious. We didn't get to see much of.
Who's going to come out? I think it's going to be a 2-0 for Luminosity, but
I think we're going to see coldzera come into this map in quite a different style than what we did on Train. I feel like this is more his kind of map. So I really want to see him go mad here. The G2 starting on the CT side, I think, is a big deal for them, especially if they could pick up this pistol round. They do have Diffuse Kit and a bit of smoke there on AZ. Otherwise, everyone is just equipped to fight. And on the Luminosity side, well, 4 armors. Again, nobody who's like a raid boss here. Instead, they got Fallen with the 1 smoke. Whenever I see just 1 smoke on this kind of round, I always think it's going to be B-push.
And Gamers 2, you can see 3 players there. They might have expected a little bit of a rush, or at least a challenge Banana, because they had the man challenging mid as well. They were really looking to go aggressive here in this pistol round, Gamers 2. They wanted to get in here, get a frag really quick, but it didn't quite happen for them, and now they have to slow down the pace. They are still lying in wait, just baiting Luminosity in. But then Fallen, he's got that flash. There it is. Perfect. Perfect flash. Catches out Fox, and now the push begins here, and it's just going to be the straight-up Glock Train onto this site. Great positioning from Jacob, though. He gets 2 headshots. They do manage to bring it back, though, Luminosity. They bring it back to a 2-on-2. They've got the bomb on the site as well, but those 2 headshots from Jacob, that was a thing of beauty.
Oh, and what a shame, because that was a great mind game. Luminosity did not count on the 3rd player being there, and that might have actually just cost them a lot. And there it is, AC, just rolling into the bomb site and shooting people in the face, and that was it. You gotta love that, right? Because they only see the first 2 people there. The flashbang works, they get the first kill. They know that Rain, or they think that Rain is the only other person in the bomb site, so they just try and hunt him down. Look, nobody's even looking this way. Easiest kill of Jacob's life.
Yeah, that they stack up for him as well like that. Super easy work. And, well, that's going to be painful. And, wow, we actually see Luminosity. They do not want to give up the control. Nice nade. Full damage onto FNX. He somehow dodges the second one. So, a little bit of a lucky break there for him. But then Michael charging down mid. He's going to be able to just wipe out Fallen. It is going to be FNX trying to stand his ground, but it's not going to be for long. And, well, this is not shaping up nicely here for Luminosity. In a 4-spy round, they've taken a lot of damage. And it's just slowed everything down here, allowing for Gamers 2 to get control of the situation. Although Jacob does get caught out here in mid.
Yeah, coldzera, easy. Almost a free kill there for him. Taco and Fur left to roam around just a little bit here, but not for long. And they only lose Jacob in that exchange, so pretty decent overall. It's 2nd round for them, and 3rd round coming up here. Gonna have to find out if Luminosity can at least do a little bit more damage. I feel like they need a couple of kills per round. We'll see.
Interesting. Yeah, this is also going to come down to Luminosity having to show us a little bit more fortitude, mental fortitude, basically, because they got the strong start on Train. They were able to apply the pressure early onto Gamers 2. Now the situation has changed. Now it's going to be Luminosity who are the ones playing on the back foot. So they have to worry about, clawing their way back into the half here when the first buy round comes up for them. And that with limited resources. So Gamers 2 just keep bullying Luminosity. Good to see this as well. You know, these days with the pistols being so powerful, you know, it is a little scary to charge into close quarters against them, but Gamers 2 right now just showing no fear. They just charge all across the map. They beat up Luminosity. They don't lose a single player. And that's ideal here for the CT side.
You see that smoke they throw that actually lands at the ramp on T side? That's a bit rare. That doesn't happen too often. I mean, that's definitely a cool idea, and I agree. I mean, if on Inferno, if you start slow playing on the CT side and they have deagles and they get to take a couple of fights with you, I mean, that could be bad. And
you can have the mind game as well, where now you've trained them to think, okay, if that smoke comes in, it means somebody might be pushing down mid. It might buy a little bit more time here for Gamers 2. If they just want to throw that smoke out there, they could throw Luminosity for a little bit of a loop. But now, at least, it is going to be the full buy coming out here from Luminosity. They still are a little bit light on the nades, whereas Gamers 2, you can see, I mean, we've taken down quite a few seconds, and they've still got a fantastic nade count. So Luminosity, it's going to be done the hard way. They have to find the headshots, basically, here to set things up.
Right now, they're going to be able to. They've certainly cleared out the apartments, so they've got a bit of control on that side here. And otherwise, they're all still just waiting around middle and a little bit on banana. So they've got some good control on the map. They need to convert that into some sort of entry frag, and they're completely out of flashbangs. That worries me. Yeah,
that's a little bit scary, because you need to just hit those shots when you come around the corner, and having a flash can make their lives a whole lot easier. You can see good crossfire established, but now once the seconds start to tick past, we're down to 50 seconds now. Gamers 2 start to fall back, play a little bit more passive. Fox was peeking at top banana, and he finds FNX. And only the one player there for Luminosity means not a whole lot to go off of here for Gamers 2, although they are starting to rotate back over towards that A site. 35 seconds left, and this is it. They've made the call. They get the feeling that Luminosity are coming A. That's the correct call to make here, and Gamers 2, they're going to be set up.
Oh, but they're running this clock very low right now. I'm a bit scared. Jacob still has a Molotov as well. He's over at the B-bomb side. If he comes back in here, that could be trouble for the terrorist side. Rain spraying away. Michael helping out there. P90 in play, but Taco and Fur, they're bringing it back here. Bomb going to go down again. 10 seconds left now. They've got to get this bomb plant through. And it looks like they're going to be successful as well. It's going to be down to a couple of seconds, but now Fox and Jacob going to have to try to see if they can retake this. And again, that Molotov, I mean, a position like the one Cold is in right now, it could be lethal. There's a great shot from Fox, and now Cold trying to push out. He takes down Fox, turns around, looks for the frag, but he's not going to get it. There's the shot, and Jacob comes through with a bit of a clutch at the end and have plenty of time to defuse the bomb. So they lose a lot of players, but they win the round, and Luminosity are going to be a bit disappointed.
You know it's going to come up there at the end. We kind of missed it a little bit there because of the split screen, but yeah, solid hold there from G2 in the end with the 1v1 duel. I mean, it was just a must-hit shot there for Taco. He gets the job done, but then, of course, he can't come back around. And they are going to save that AWP for Fox, so that's key for G2 just to maintain their economy right now. It's so important to hold on to that expensive rifle. And Fox, I mean, he hit two very good shots in that last round, so good to see that he's actually, you know, feeling it a little bit here because he had a slow start at the beginning of Train. Free fire, and FNX, he opens it up, but he does not know that somebody's holding close to... Oh, he still hits a headshot! He was supposed to die there. Jacob, big mistake on his part.
Wow, there's no accounting for that. It's sort of stuff that actually happens sort of every once in a while on Inferno, but you just start winning rounds like that. Michael though, bringing it back full in the FNX. What are they doing? Finally, Cole comes in with a headshot there, but that's almost giving away the round. That's pretty much a sure win, and Cole gonna go nuts a little bit and actually get a double kill of his own. Bomb will go down, but that's such a mindless play coming out from Fallen and FNX. That shouldn't be happening.
Oh, FNX in particular, right? The double. I mean, he takes out the one man. That is good. You know, that's just pre-fire. He had the feeling that Fox was going to re-peek. Fox plays right into his hands. But then the second headshot on Jacob, that it should have been Jacob just snuffing him, done. And instead, it's FNX who turns everything around. They could have thrown it away, though, Luminosity, with Colds getting a little bit too confident with that bomb. He was peeking into construction with it, and that's an issue. If he dies, bomb is dropped in construction, that buys a little bit of time for G2 to rotate in. It could be a different situation there for Luminosity. Luckily for him, he did get the kills in the end, so Luminosity were able to keep control of the situation, get the bomb plant, and even they've now got Fox's op. So Fallen, he's going to be happy to have that in the next round, considering they didn't have the money to buy one of their own. 6 frags, though, for Cold. And you pointed him out at the beginning. Anders, you pointed it out at the beginning. Nose bleeding? Did somebody, like, inadvertently punch somebody in the face? What's going on here? That's literally the first time I've ever heard of that happening.
Well, even our admins are thinking, what is this? I have no idea.
Pressure. Pressure's too much, Anders.
Everything okay? Apparently everyone is fine, so...
Some high-grade Adderall.
I punched Fallen, sorry.
I punched Fallen inside, cold punched Fallen in the face.
It's worse than forgetting a passport. Good try, Michael. I like that. Oh, God.
Okay, then. I hope you guys can see this on the stream. Yeah, I think you guys are. But...
Yeah, I think you should
Wait,
be
so
able
is
to.
Fallen. Taco, he's good looking. Cold just looks way too happy to have just punched his in-game leader in the face. Fallen has got to look at that, man. Well, okay then.
This is intense, man. You know, blood pressure is rising on either team apparently.
Yeah, and it is, and you know, it is going to be rising here on G2, man. They're going to be feeling the pressure. Jacob is going to be feeling a little bit let down after his performance in that last round, missing that key shot, which should have been a guaranteed shot on FNX, 100%, but he wasn't able to pull it off. So, you know, G2, it didn't go their way on train. So there is quite a bit of pressure on their shoulders right now to pull it off here on Inferno to get that map win and keep them in this best of 3 series. Because if they lose it, that's it. They're done. They're going down to a lower bracket match.
I might want to fight Cold Zero sort of in real life if I was fighting someone from LG. The person I wouldn't fight on that team is Fur.
Really?
Yeah. He has that look.
That look in his eyes?
Yeah. It's not about strength, man. It's about mentality. Fur's got it. You can tell.
Fur is kind of skinny though, Anders. I mean, I think that you could like break him by giving a bear hug. Just saying.
I don't know. I think you might be underestimating him there. But luckily, nobody's fighting anybody from Luminosity except themselves.
Right? What is this?
I don't know. 4-1 right now, and LG finally coming up with a round, but they need more than one. I mean, I think sort of 5, and we're into somewhat of comfort zone here for them on the first half. So still some distance to go, and because G2 could buy once again, including that AWP on Fox, they've got a lot of work ahead of them.
They're not getting. This is actually some admirable play coming out here from G2. Not challenging anywhere. Really trying to run down this clock. They saw that Luminosity. They're willing to execute late. Good use of nades there. Just a little bit of damage. Fallen trying to get lucky with a shot onto coils. He's not going to find the angle. And really, right now, I mean, we're down to 30 seconds again here, Luminosity. You need to start deciding where you want to go. Rain will find the kill on Taco. That was up in apartment, so that should be a bit of a giveaway here. 20 seconds left. They're not even into the site yet. Great flash and double kill, just like that. This is some Na'Vi level play, Anders. Leaving it down to 20 seconds, not a kill, and then Fallen just obliterates Michaelele.
That was a weird hold coming out from the G2 side, though, because I could kind of understand why they'd want to play that corner with the AWP, with Fox playing there. Sure. But he was just strafing back and forth and shooting wildly. There was no real cover. He wasn't holding the angle. He was just, sort of dancing around on the angle, which is not quite the same thing. And then we had Jacob inside the bomb site, and he was holding just far enough back that they could push with the initial smoke and get close to him. So that was a strange setup. I had no idea why G2 would want to do that. Rain trying to hold on to the rifle, not going to be successful. A bit Cold with another double kill, and yeah, just moving on and making it good for Fallen.
Cold being very careful there with the high five.
Gonna have to, yeah.
You don't want to high five your in-game leader in the face.
Chill for a second here.
Keep it cool. Keep it cool.
All right. Well, I don't know what kind of timeout. A medical timeout. We've got tactical, technical, medical timeout.
I mean, you get an injury. Yeah, there you go. I mean, all the sports fans out there are just kind of chuckling to themselves, like, oh, this happens all the time in sports. But we don't really see it too often. You don't really get punched in the face too often playing CS. Just saying. Sure.
I mean, if this was MMA, you'd keep going. But if you get blood in that keyboard, it's a bit much, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not. It could malfunction.
It's just like the real warrior, right? It's like you come back to Fallen and he played through that round, 3 frags, he's got blood all over his face.
Yeah. It short circuits the keyboard and he gets electrocuted and it transfers his soul into the game. It's like the plot of a movie right here.
True immortality. I mean,
surely though it had to be Neo for that to happen. Just get in there.
I don't know about that. Neuromancer, man. He just gets absorbed into it, and that's it. The next step. That's like that Anders. That is going to be the true immortality, right? It's not living in a weak fleshy body that's going to get it done. No, it's putting your personality into the web. Then they can't kill you, man. That's it. You could be everywhere and nowhere.
I could, I know which part of the web I'd be on, though.
What, like 90% of it, whatever the percentage is these days?
Oh yeah, exactly. I see what you're going with this.
Unlimited power.
Yeah. Well, we've got Gabriel back in his seat, so that's good news. I mean, right now, I've got to say, both of the rounds that they've won so far on the Brazilian side shouldn't be particularly sort of repeatable, right? We're talking about rounds where they're successful because they get like 2 entry frags on the B-bomb side. Sure. Normally, you shouldn't really be able to do that. I mean, the way you try and win a round is you'd put down good smokes and flashbangs to zone out whoever is playing inside the B-bomb site, and maybe you can overpower him before backup shows up. And if you do that, maybe you get the bomb down and then try and sort of fight for the afterplant, and you're successful, right? But you can't just have a strategy that says, let's just try and double entry every time on B, right? So at some point, that's not going to be an option anymore for the terrorist side, and they're going to have to come up with something else. On the other hand, if G2 keep opening themselves up to that kind of thing, then maybe they'll just keep doing it. But I doubt that. I think they'll have to switch it around at some point.
And, you know, reading the writing on the side of the hat there for Fox, that's really cool of the Fox fans to send that to him, you know?
What does it say? I can't tell.
That's looking out. Best ever.
All right, then.
Boom. He's challenged a little bit, Fox. He managed to actually hit some shots. But yeah, it's definitely cooled off here a little bit for G2. This is where it really starts to get complicated for them. You got to hope that they've been talking during this extended pause that they've had here, and they have to try and figure out what the next play is going to be here, because we see a hard eco from them pretty much. PG50 picked up on Rain with a single flash, and that flash can be worth so much, especially if you're stacking up on the B site like this. But Fallen is playing it very carefully. There is one man up close that's cold.
Oh, you wish that would have been an
There's a
easy
flash.
grenade. Yeah, you're right. They are going to flash their way out, and Fox with the first kill. Fallen actually trapped behind the wood stacks here. He's going to be doing good damage, and Fur coming in to help out, madly jumping around with the Mag-10. Fallen finally going to go down, so successful round so far. 2 kills, picking up an AK, looking for another one, but Fox is going to go down, and Fur in turn will pick up 2 with the SMG. And look how, I mean, LG saw all of this coming. They had a lot of SMGs on that side. They knew that this was a chance for them to build some money. That's going to put the scoreline at 4-3.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of that, though. If you're going to have 1 SMG, maximum 2 SMGs. If you're going like 3 or 4 SMGs, it's like you're never going to get enough kills to make that worthwhile. You're just not going to make that money back. So in 1 round, right? Unless it's a double eco situation, but they know it's not going to be. So I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of a questionable buy in my opinion for Luminosity. And they lose the AK as well, because both the AK and the AWP were playing in Banana. They lost both of those players, and only one guy got over there fast enough to pick up the AWP to save it. But that means he has to sack the AK. So, yeah, not ideal around there for Luminosity if we're looking at the details.
Rain being traded, the bomb is down towards Quad, and it's going to be a lot more trading going on, and it's favoring LG at the moment, 2 versus 3. And Fox and Jacob, I don't think they have the money to try and go for this retake. I mean, it's one of those situations where if you can get a quick kill within the first sort of 10 seconds of the retake, maybe you try and go for it, but that's not happening, it seems. In fact, Fox is going down instead, and Jacob... Why is everyone called Lele in this team afterwards? Surely that has to stop, Samuel.
It did stop with Fox.
Yeah, good job, Fox.
Fox just, too mature for that childish behavior. Only problem is he decided to peek Fallen, and you don't mess with the Padre.
Got himself killed.
Yeah, look at this. That's also really well done there by FNX. He comes over, I don't know what he was thinking when he saw that AWP, but I wonder if he went over there just to make sure that AWP was still around. If he didn't spot it, then they would have known. That would have been valuable information. But he stops Jacob from saving that AWP for Fox in the next round. So that was actually really solid at the end there for as far as economy control for Luminosity. And well, yeah, back to eco situation here for G2. Anders, it's not looking too hot here for the mix.
It's most definitely not, and I mean, again, a decent start, and as soon as Luminosity see the opportunity, they bounce right back into it, so a little bit scary here. Fox moving forward, nice position with the 5-7, gonna pick up the first kill there, but can't get a second one in Fur. He's gonna reply, taking down Michaelele, and are they gonna realize that there's a bit of a trap going on here?
Third man didn't show himself, though, but then they're taking so much time here, Luminosity. Not sure if they were able to get eyes onto CT. Smoke goes down onto CT. We should have a Molotov going on to first Oranges, and they will be able to pick up the first shot. And Fox, he's still alive here with the 5-7, so they know Luminosity now that there were 3 players on this B site. That should give them ample information. Brave play here from Fallen, just charging in alone. Nobody there to back him, but they are going to be able to get into the site afterwards pretty quickly here, Luminosity. Now it's just down to, well, AZ Lele and Reina Lele.
Jesus. We got the UMP, but not much else, and I don't see them doing much in this round. If they can steal a couple of rifles and run away, that would definitely be preferable, but Luminosity playing this one very defensively. FNX and Fur are low, but I don't think that G2 realize that. I don't think they can know, so it's hard for them really to make a play based on that. And AZ is going to get shot down by Cold, and that will be the round here. Luminosity now taking the round lead and making it 5-4 as we move into the 10th round. Nobody's really doing badly on G2, and that's the same was true on Train. Nobody was doing badly for this team. They all were sort of performing in a fairly steady level. And the only one this time on Luminosity is Taco, but he was doing so well on Train. We can allow him a bit of a break, can't we?
Yeah, you can let it slide on one map. It's not the end of the world. Especially when, you know, Fallen seems to still be just hitting really solid shots. I mean, so far, things are looking pretty good here for Luminosity. There's the early shot here from Fox, just a little bit too predictable as far as the angle is concerned. Molotov is going to go down, though, and there it is. Fox, he's there to guard his teammates back. Jacob still alive. He's holding right on the edge of this, and he is going to get the job done. Taco just continues his bit of a rough ride here, not able to bring it back here for his team. Michaelele, no, Rain and Michaelele both will get caught out at main, though, so that's really not going to help. How did G2 lose this situation? And Fallen, does he spot the man in pit? He does, and he takes a bullet to the face.
Well, Ace, he's going to have to try and bring this back. He needs to stay alive for a while. Otherwise, the bomb's going to go down, and it'll be another tricky retake here. Fur going to finally drop him down, but they're both low on health. It is Fur and Cold, though. Oh, that's a nice shot right through the edge of the corner. Fox picks him up, and now it'll be down to Fur. Bomb is trapped in the middle with about a minute left here, and they've got a great crossfire setup. Fur, any bullet, and he's going to be pretty much gone. Jacob so close to catching him on the edge there. This shouldn't be a round that they should be giving away.
It's actually the best. Well, no, not once he moves. But had Fur sat there, I mean, that's just unfortunate for Fur, because if he sits there another 3 seconds, he catches out the man coming around the corner, and then he actually catches the repeat from Fox as well. But yeah, Fox, talk about the key shot. Wow, split-second shot, and he lands it.
But the fact is, it should have never got that badly out of control. How did Michaelele and his teammate lose that mid-control there?
Coming through smoke as well on Luminosity side. Yeah. It wasn't even like they got flashed. It's just Luminosity charged through the smoke and landed 2 shots.
Oh, look at this. Fox aggressively clearing the middle, pushing up on his own with an AWP. That's a slightly scary play there, but he gets a bit of information and decides to fall back instead. Scoreline is tied at 5-5, and again, another triple stack towards the B-bomb side here. G2 really seem to love doing that.
They really are playing in on Luminosity, trying to get early banana control. And it seems like G2 want to be in position to be able to get that punish out there, Fallen with a little bit of a cheeky boost. But G2 haven't really been holding behind new boxes either. They really are favoring, you know, that CT oranges crossfire here that we're seeing. You know, Jacob playing at first oranges, and then the man holding in CT as well. Really not holding from the back site. So Fallen isn't going to get rewarded this time. But still, decent situation here for Luminosity. They still have 3 smokes, so this gives them some options. They can still open up that A side if they want to. And AZ getting the drop on Taco as well. It's really not going to help Taco, who's already struggling in this first half, to just keep getting bopped on the nose like this.
And AZ, he knows, he knew for a second there that they were all on banana. Now he knows that they're back in the middle, and he actually gets himself killed, which is a little bit of a shame, because you could tell he was wanting to play that one defensively, so you just keep an eye on them and know where they were. Yeah. That doesn't work out, and now if they get back into this round here, LG, that's going to be horrific, obviously, for the G2 team. Fallen opening up with a second kill now, pushing into the bomb site, trying to clear the angles, and inside, Jacob is alone, and backup is miles away. They know he is, and Fur will shut him down. Easy kill with the AK, and Rain and Michaelele can't do anything. That's again, the sort of round you have to win. You get that kill in second mid, you know where the entire terrorist team is, and you have a man advantage.
Super solid as well by Fur. He could have been brave, he could have been greedy and gone out to hunt in the CT side, but he wasn't sure if both players were there. So now it's a little bit more of a delayed hunt through. They clear out banana, they're going to clear out second mid. And unfortunately for Luminosity, I don't know, due to the hesitation on Fur's part, or the safe play rather, it should be G2 holding on to both of their guns here.
Yeah, but that's all they'll have for the upcoming round. This is just a lot of these rounds for G2 have started off so well and been finished so badly on their part. Rain gonna end up going down. That's 1 rifle lost. Oh, Michaelele
so close.
That was scary for a minute.
You see that guy's head come around an apartment door, you're just like, ah! Just a split second longer there, and they would have lost both guns. Just the one player surviving, though. And you're right, look at this. The money right now is just so low for G2. Taunted 2,000.
If you think about it for a second here, I mean, like, Luminosity is obviously a very good team, right? And yet, the stress of calling them has sort of let fall into a nosebleed. It's a wonder that people like Sean Gez are even still alive in the NA scene, right?
And looking so damn good.
Looking so damn good.
Well, what's a little uglier here, though, is G2, man, look at this force by... This is a Hail Mary if ever you've seen one. They realize they've completely lost control of the situation. Luminosity up to 6 rounds on T-side. Inferno is a fantastic scoreline for Luminosity. And if it gets any further than this, G2, they're going to be in a world of hurt. So they decide to go for the big risk here. They just invest all their money in this round in the pistols. And we'll see if it pays off. Cold just applying a little bit of pressure up here in apartments. Might get around to clearing it eventually, but they really haven't actually shown too much interest in A apartments so far, Luminosity. So G2 trying to go for a bit of a gamble here, hoping that they are going to actually just walk into their clutches here with a crossfire up in apartments like this. 2 players just waiting.
And it's not working out. Setting up for a bit of a push towards Archway, and they clear it out quite nicely, which means Cold and Fur are now checking the A-bomb side out and getting that kill on Mikelele leaves Rain alone. C set in hand. And you're right. I mean, it was a big risk for them to buy in this round. They did it to try and bring it back in. Instead, what they've done is actually given Luminosity a really, really strong start here to the first half. 7-5 being the scoreline. And again, Inferno's one of those maps, like I think one of the few that's left, where you can really get some strong lockdowns on the CT side.
Absolutely. Once it's similar to what we saw on Train, at least at the beginning of the half, where Luminosity they had the money for the nades, incendiaries, HEs, just kept throwing out anti-rush nades. It's the same concept for Inferno, although teams are holding on to their incendiaries till later on in the rounds. At least in the European meta, you know, they hold on to the incendiaries to try and buy more time to stack them up with the smokes rather than use them to control, you know, parts of the map, which is what the NA side does seem to favor. If you get that nade control, if you get that money, it's so hard to come back from that on the T side, you know, to put a stop to the momentum that the CT side will have once they're rich.
Right now, LG, everything seems to be going their way. Fox even going to land that shot on Rain, which is going to leave AZ all alone inside here in a 1-on-5, looking for a shot on anybody. It's going to be Cold to take one to the face, but it's another round 1. It's going to be 5 and 8 here. And I don't know what to say. I mean, this is starting to get a little bit worrying. I'm sort of wondering how G2 now can switch up their style a bit. They have a lot of problems now. One of them is that they're also running out of money to even buy these grenades that we've been talking about. So maybe playing it more aggressively. They did that earlier. They didn't have the advantage of having rifles versus no rifles, but still, it's a play they might want to consider at this point in time.
This is where you'd love to see that aggressive smoke come down. Although Fur is just like, yeah, respect? What's that? No. You get nothing. You get none of that from me. I'm just going to go straight up the top mid and hope that somebody's peeking. He might get his wish here. There it is. There's the peek. And Fallen actually the one to take out Fox. And now Fur's in position to take the man on Arch, but he realizes, actually, I can wait to see if they're going to go for the aggressive push because my man Fallen just opened up the map for us. Put the pressure on G2. He got that opening pick over on B, the second kill on B as well. I'm really surprised, actually, to see the bomb still hanging around over here on A site. FNX has now cleared out the B site. And yeah, now finally that bomb is heading into mid, up banana towards the B site, where it's going to be a free plant for Luminosity and a catastrophe for G2.
What is with these Brazilian players and pushing through the smoke like that? Because they did it in the middle when they beat Mikelele, and FNX just did it over at the main entrance to B as well. Walking through the smoke, Mikelele is there. He should have got the kill, he didn't, and now Rain and AC just stuck in the A-bomb site, trying to salvage whatever is left here as we go into the last round of the half any second now. This is a real power performance from Luminosity in the first half.
And yeah, it's even worse for G2 because Fur hung out on the A site. So he's like, okay, they haven't gone anywhere, guys. I haven't heard anybody step mid or short or basically anywhere on this side of the map. So they're just sitting and waiting. And AZ is giving away his position in pit. Rain will find FNX, though, so that's a little bit of a wake-up call there for Luminosity. Fur with a nice shot onto Rain, though. The spray down, and Cold is going to be in position to go ahead and hunt them out. AZ stands his ground. He's actually still alive here in pit. Goes for the shoulder peek, baits it out. He's going to make it as expensive as possible here for Cold. And stay alive as well. Nicely done there by AZ. But it's the 15th round, Anders. And they have $3,000 across the board on G2's side, so straight up force buy, and AZ, yeah, you need full nades and a kit. Do not drop anything for your mates, yeah. You have to take the hit here.
Wow, I think everybody was expecting that it would probably be 3 maps. At least it was likely that it could have been, and maybe even some close ones. But right now, LG are on a completely different level here. Jacob, Fox both going down early on here, and it's going to leave it in a 3-on-5. See what they could do. This is very interesting. I know that Luminosity have been practicing a little bit more since Christmas than G2 have. And sure, Mike Hilleley was a bit late to the party here because of some passport issues, let's say. But still, it seems like all of Luminosity right now are just on a different level.
Yeah, it's really refreshing to see, actually. There's well, aggressive push here, but it's going to get punished here by Cold. Michael not able to get anything out of that. 2-on-4 situation should be an unlosable situation here for Luminosity. They should close this out 10-5. But you're right. It's good to see Luminosity really hold their own here and show that G2 are not a team to be taken lightly, and Luminosity are able to beat them up, to beast them. So that's really got to be, putting the Tier 1 teams here that are in this tournament. We have 3 of the top teams in the world in Group B alone. It's going to be putting them on notice, saying, hey, DreamHack winner wasn't a fluke. We can still mess you up. You still got to take us seriously.
Yeah, I think they definitely will be as well. I think Luminosity for a long time has been one of the most interesting teams to watch. So
only problem for Luminosity,
they're living up to that now.
Is that they have Na'Vi in their group, and that's never a pleasant time. It always seems like Luminosity, they aren't quite able to get the job done versus Na'Vi. So this is the first hurdle, but Na'Vi is the big colossus that Luminosity are going to be looking at, saying, okay, how do we beat them, boys? Because I don't think they've done that in the past.
Well, they're going to have a little bit of time to look at it. So, with the help of Zeus in the background there, I think it's possible for them to come up with some good stuff there. I wonder how the map pulls are going to be turning out, though. That could potentially be interesting, I think.
Oh yeah, that's going to be a fantastic match.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that puts it to an end for the first half. Scoreline being 10-5, favoring Luminosity on the less favored side, Terrace side there. Going into the second half, I don't know what it takes at this point to get G2 back in this game. They don't seem particularly fired up, and I actually think sort of a strength of this team is that they seem to not take very many things like too much at heart. They seem to be joking about everything, sort of, it's all good, let's just have a good time. And I think that attitude can help a lot if you're behind, if you can just keep it up. But right now they need a strong round here, and it's going to be almost all armor. Mike Kalele setting up with the flashbang somewhere. He's got it in hand. It's going to be popped into the middle. And Fur is definitely flashed in that corner. Taco takes one down. Fur gets a parting shot. Headshot right at AC. And Jacob, well, he's going to get a kill, but Fox goes down. And now it's on to a 2-on-4. They're pushing in here towards the B-bomb site, but they're going to get shot down. The flashbang worked. It was the only thing that worked, Semler.
Yeah, right? And he still gets a kill. He still stays up long enough. He stays alive long enough to take one of your team with you. With him, rather. That's...
Yeah.
That is not good for G2. Some would even say, well, I don't know. They got
maybe not the final nail in the coffin, but
it's close.
It's getting there, right?
It's definitely close. As my cable gets caught on the back of the chair. Fantastic, nearly taking my head off. And look at this. Luminosity giving G2 a taste of their own medicine, charging down mid. Big pressure here onto G2. And well, Jacob should not be able to get that kill on Fallen, but he succeeds in doing so. So a little bit more expensive here, but then Cold through the smoke is going to find the headshot on Rain, and that's pretty much it.
Welcome to like the really ugly side of Counter-Strike.
Yeah.
Where people just run and spray through smokes and somehow land headshots.
It's kind of hard to analyze that.
No analysis possible. Just have to accept that happens sometimes. Cold, though, definitely coming into this game, which is great news. I like seeing the fact that the rest of Luminosity work like they did on Train, even though he wasn't carrying them. But it's also important to know that he's not like somehow mentally out of it or something for this tournament, So yeah, he gets a chance to shine here, and he definitely is 12-5. And look at FNX pushing pushing forward here, right into a bunch of unarmored terrorists. He's got the SMG in hand. He's going to get a couple of kills with it, and this is just looking great. He goes down initially, or eventually, and Jacob actually picking up a couple of kills here, but still shouldn't be an issue for them to close out this round. They are going to get a bomb plant, though. Yeah,
exactly. That's actually a little bit too greedy. They take way too much damage and allow for a bomb plant. This shouldn't be possible. This is as good a situation. Yeah, exactly. No heroics there from Jacob at the end, but still, this is so much better than G2 could have expected out of this round. They didn't have any investment in the round, hardly. They didn't have Kevlar, they didn't have nades. It's just kind of like, okay, well, guys, we're going to cross our fingers and hope that we can get the bonus money, and Luminosity actually gifted to them. So, not ideal, far from it here. And I think Luminosity, they'll realize they made just a little bit of a mistake there, giving G2 a little bit more room to work with here in the next round.
Well, this is going to be sort of an all-or-nothing situation here. We've got 13-5 as a scoreline. And G2, they're going to have to really show us something. They do have a lot of weapons for it, but no AWP. And Fallen has his on the other side, so they can't just be completely careless either end. Well, that was kind of a careless play from Rain there.
That was brutal. He throws down the Molotov. He's expecting that Molotov to just get him that half second to allow him to get behind Woodlogs. But they weren't interested. Fur's just like, nope. Goes right through it and takes that fight straight up. Retains control. Great spray here, actually. And they do manage to dodge most of the bullets. They're looking for another lucky shot through. And Michael Lele just barely dodging. It's instead going to be Fallen to take out AZ, but that was up in A apartments. So now G2, things are going to get nasty. And oh, what a play here from Fur. But pre-fire from Jacob shuts him down.
Oh, you love that, though. Putting up the flashbang behind himself. Cold is going to go down as well. Mike Hilili picking up the kill, and that's going to be even as a 3-on-3. Nice smoke here to make the cross a little bit more safe, and well, they should be able to get the bomb plant rather easily. And because FNX is low, they definitely have a big advantage going into this after plant. Now they just need to play this one smartly, and they are playing very defensively. 1 in the corner, 2 in the corner, so a bit of a mind game. I don't think it'll be too much of a convincing mind game because they can pretty much guess where the third player is going to be once they kill the first 2, if they do.
Yeah.
I still kind of like it, but it's not as good as it could have been.
No, this is really nasty. Jacob is set up. I mean, there's a spot, but Michael Lele lands a shot onto Taco, who just continues to have a hard time, and they aren't going to make it out of this. Make it out of here in one piece. Fallen be the last man alive here. Pre-fire coming in from Jacob. He's not able to get the follow-up, and instead it's going to be Fox to land the headshot on Fallen and actually pick up an AWP for free. And back-to-back rounds where the B defense, they're getting a little too happy. I mean, when you manage to shut down, actually get a 2-man advantage. You know, it looks flash to go through that smoke like that, and go for the big play and the highlight reel. Yeah, triple flash and then triple spray down, all that. But actually, what happens is he just throws away the round. Because then G2 are like, oh, yeah, okay, so there's only going to be one guy over here now, if anybody. Let's go and put the pressure on B. And it just all falls apart based off of one decision.
I was getting excited over that flashbang, but I think you're right. It definitely,
hindsight, right?
Did give a little bit too much away. Taco up here, C-set in hand, and you're getting close as AZ. Actually, you'd think he'd probably back off in that situation because it's a bit scary, but he's been playing very well. I think he's top fragging again for G2, like he was on train throughout.
Yeah, AZ just continues to maul people. This is why he was brought on to G2, much to Dignitas's chagrin. They weren't able to hold on to him, but he is definitely one of the up-and-coming players here in the top tier in Europe. Fur looking for the Juan, and he doesn't find him.
Instead, Cold inside the bomb site. He's got a little bit of backup, but that's already gone. He gets the one shot in, gets a second headshot, 2 bullets left. Oh, he actually hits Rain. Look at that. Or Fox, I think, maybe down to 6 health and Fallen. Whereas he's miles away with that AWP, so Fox almost shooting his teammate then. A little bit crazy.
Didn't he shoot his teammate?
Yeah,
I thought he did.
Maybe he did.
Saw Michael in the back.
That was solid work from Cold, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he nearly gets a triple kill off of one clip on the CZ as well. That is hard to do, but it's such a brutal position to play from when you're up short like that. If a CZ's on the other side and the guy's hitting shots, he knows what he's doing, you're going to rue the day you decided to peek. And while Fallen's expecting the backstab, but he might get shanked instead. He does manage to make it back up to top banana. So if you can hold on to this AWP, that would be pretty big. I mean, G2 should have the money to buy full in the next round. It's a question of whether they want to risk throwing away their guns right now. And it doesn't look like it. They want to hold on to the AWP. They want to hold on to the gear on Michael Lele. And Will Fallen's going to be able to survive the round with his own AWP. So still looking good here for Luminosity. They only need 3 rounds to close this out here in the first half. Or rather, in the first half, the second half now.
Yeah, they're a whole map up, having already won on Train, and you're right, another 3 rounds would do it. G2, this would be a sick comeback if they can make it work. I'd be quite impressed if they manage to bring it back right now, even if they've got the economic advantage. And look at Luminosity, though. They buy CSET 75 behind that saved AWP and armor as well. They want to finish this game, and they want to do it right now.
Yeah, they can actually do it. This is a safe buy on their side of Quasi from Luminosity. It's a bit of a gamble. It's an outside chance that they can lock down the round here and just end it completely for G2, and then they're giving themselves the best chance possible in the next round. So it's still looking pretty good. Oh, the wall bang! And Fur, man, he's got ice cold blood. He lines them up, and he nearly takes them both out. He doesn't get the second kill, but that sets it up for Taco to take a peek and get some action. FNX in mid, and he gets the double spray, and it just completely falls apart here for G2. Luminosity, they go for the halvesy buy, and well, Fox, he's going to annihilate FNX, but he will not get the follow-up. Fallen is there to ruin his day.
CSET 75 is in action. What year is this, Sumler? I am confused.
2014, what's going on?
Wow.
Look at this, though. Fur, he does 2 shots. That he probably felt the wind go by.
Yeah, that's a bit scary, but a very, very good job overall here. And Luminosity, I mean, if things went bad for G2 already, they're making sure that this is not going to turn out in their favor. Now they've got the money. They've stolen a couple of rifles here, and we'll see if G2 could bring it back here. AWP, AK, and a lot of Tech 9s, and FNX going to win the first fight there, but Fallen will go down. Fox taking him out. That's still a decent trade.
And they actually lose control of that AWP as well, so Jacob, he could pick that up if he wanted to. There's the flash to open it up. Now he's got the gun, and if Taco decides to peek, it's going to get toasty in here. He's got to run for it. He makes it out just by the skin of his teeth. Nice save, but what a shot from Jacob. That's that feeling. That's that gut feeling where you're like, yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of damage from this Molotov, but it's going to be worth it.
Slightly scary. Inside the A-bomb site, FNX very low on health from earlier on. Bit of a failed flashbang there. I think that was Fur trying to set it up. But it looks like they're going to go back to the B-bomb site. 55 seconds on the clock, and the only one defending over here is Cold Zero, who's top fragging at the moment. He, in turn, is going to have to put up one hell of a defense here. He's got the flashbang, and I think he just popped it up, so now he's got nothing left to defend with. So it's all going to come down to just raw frags.
And that's it.
Oh, but they're getting flanked.
They are getting flanked down Banana. FNX, you're just watching it happen, Anders. He's in position for the biggest backstab, all the info, and there it is. All the confirmation that he needs, and the double spray down from FNX, and just like that, it completely falls apart here for G2. Fur in position in CT, and it's match point for Luminosity. What a push, what a decision made there by FNX, and G2 are going to be kicking themselves. They didn't leave a man to watch the back door. Oh, well. No, G2, more of the same.
You've got to be careful about that. Like, if you...
I know you're thinking the jokes because I set it up for you there, bro.
If you get
totally
backdoored by... I mean, on Banana. 15-7. All right, when they line up for it, and only the one kill coming in there, but Cold is still in play, another headshot, and finally he falls to Mike Kelele, but it seems like at this point, G2, they're just throwing it all in on this B-bomb site, and I'm not sure it's going to be working out. They're a man down, and even the round before when they had the man advantage, they couldn't win it. Couldn't do it this time either. It's even more of a slaughter than it was on Train. 16-7 in favor of the Brazilian side here, as they won 16-9 on Train. They're going to 2-0 G2 in their first game of the tournament.
Yeah, what a fantastic start to the year here for these boys.